You're watching Let the Quran Speak, and now we answer your questions. If you have a question, visit our website, QuranSpeaks.com. Dr. Shabir, the question is, I come from a culture where caste is such a big deal, and it's always made me feel uncomfortable. What does Islam say about social divisions like this? It's a great question, Dr. Shabir.
Yeah, it is. And in fact, while Islam is against putting people in such hierarchies where you have, the different castes, maybe 5 castes, and then some people are outcasts because they do not fit within one of the established castes. Muslims who live in regions where where this kind of thinking is predominant also fall into that sort of thinking as well.
Because Muslims are affected by their environment.
Exactly. But if you go back to the Quran and see what it teaches, the Quran shows that human beings are equal before God. The 49th chapter of the Quran, the 11th verse says, "Inna khalaqnakum min dhakarin wa untha, wa ja'alnakum shu'uban wa qaba'ila lita'arafu." We have created you from a male and female and made you into nations and tribes so that you may recognize each other. Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. The most honorable among you are those who are most aware of their duty to God. And in the 30th chapter of the Quran, it even mentions, that your waqtilafu alsinatukum walwanikum, the differences in your languages and your colors, all of these are signs of the greatness of God who created you. So we are not to lord it over another person because we are of a certain color or speak a certain language or from a certain region of the world. The most honorable person among us would be those who are closer to God in terms of their awareness and of God's commands and carrying out God's commands. So
I feel like Islam emphasizes equality quite significantly, even in terms of our acts of worship, Dr. Shabir, like prayer or going to the pilgrimage. People are encouraged to mingle together, right? You might be praying side by side with somebody who's, very rich and wealthy and has very high status, or someone who's very poor and has very low status. And there's no real difference, right? When somebody dies, they wear this, they look the same, they're in the same sort of shroud, a white cloth. Right?
Yes. In fact, Malcolm X, who adopted the name Malik Shabazz when he converted to Islam, came from a background that emphasized, the importance of the Black people. And this was a response to the racism that Black people had experienced in America for a long time and continued to do. So this movement started out within Islam to say, Islam empowers Black people. And then, but it took it to a sort of extreme. But when Malcolm X went to perform the Hajj, then he became exposed to the wider Muslim community and the mainstream teachings of Islam and realized that he doesn't need that overemphasis because the proper emphasis on racial equality is already there in the Islamic tradition as adopted in the mainstream Muslim community. But the experience of Hajj was quite moving. So he wrote to his wife, Betty, and his letter has been preserved in some of his autobiographies. So he said, I have dined with people whose skin is the whitest of white and whose eyes are the bluest of blue. And I have, slept on the same rug with such people. And he said that the equality that he experienced there was unimaginable. It's totally unexpected, given the background that he came from. And so he recognized this equality that is there in the Islamic faith. And it's what you alluded to when you mentioned about the Hajj. So for those who are not so familiar, the Muslim pilgrim is expected to don very simple garments. For men in particular, just 2 pieces of stitched clothing, meaning that it's not shaped to the human body. It turns out to be 2 sheets, one wrapped around the lower portion of the body, the one draped over the shoulders. And this levels all humankind because the king and the pauper will be dressed in the same two two sheets, all looking alike. And you said, too, the funeral, or funerals are expected to be simple. The garments of in which a person is wrapped is not like a three-piece suit, but, simple cotton wrappers, usually unstitched as well, just draped over the body or around the body, or both. And the person is taken off to the burial. So yes, Islam emphasizes this equality among human beings, and this is one of the strong calling features of Islam that attracts people to recognize that this is from God. It's not the invention of a human being, and by adopting it, we can bring about racial harmony and equality among the people of the world.
Thank you, Dr. Shabir, for that answer.
You're welcome.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Muslim Media Hub, the new home of Let the Quran Speak.
Here we spread positivity and good. We help people experience the beauty of Islam and help them appreciate and understand Muslims.
This beautiful building we purchased at cost $2.3 million.
Yeah, we've already raised a third of that money, and with your help, inshallah, we can pay off the rest.
So we're looking for people who can give $1,000 each. If you can be part of the select group, that's amazing.
Otherwise, just please give whatever you can. Every dollar counts.
It's our collective responsibility to share the message of Islam with our fellow human beings. Please help us continue this good work.
It's a sadaqah jariyah, something that will continue to be a benefit to the Muslim community long after Safiyyah and I are gone.
Please support our work at muslimmediahub.com.
Your support is zakat eligible and tax deductible.
May Allah bless you and your loved ones today and always. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.